Hello all my dear student friends. Welcome to this session. We are studying the subject engineering metrology, and right now we are studying the angle measuring devices. Just now let us study the clinometers. So what are these clinometers? Clinometer is nothing but a special application of spirit level. What are the uses or the applications of the clinometers? Clinometers are used for measuring large angles between inclined surfaces. Clinometers are used for checking angular faces and relief angles on large cutting tools. For setting inclinable table on jig boring machines. So for the setting of the tables which are inclinable, so the setting on the jig boring machine of the inclinable table can be done with the help of the clinometers. For setting angular work on grinding machines, so for setting the angular work on the grinding machines also clinometers are used. So let us study the construction of the clinometer, which is nothing but a special application of a spirit level. So of course in clinometer we are using a spirit level. So the spirit level is mounted on a rotary member. So this is a rotary member, and on this rotary member this spirit level is mounted, right? So this is a spirit level, it is mounted on the rotary member. So this rotary member is hinged here, it can rotate about this point or the axis here. So this spirit level is mounted on a rotary member, and this rotary member along with the spirit level is carried in a housing. So this is nothing but the housing, right? So in this particular housing or carried by this housing is this particular rotary member along with the spirit level. Now one face of the housing forms the base of the instrument. So this face of the housing will form the base, one of the two faces. So this is one face, so this complete is a housing, this is one face and this is another face. So you can see here that these two faces are perpendicular to each other. So one of these two faces forms the base of the instrument. So one face of the housing forms the base of the instrument. So this face of this housing will be the base of the instrument, base of the clinometer. So when the rotary member is exactly parallel to the base, so this is the rotary member, and when this rotary member is exactly parallel to this base, now in this case you can see that the rotary member is exactly parallel to the base. So in that case the spirit level shows vapor bubble at the center of scale, that is 0 reading. So the spirit level will show 0 reading, or the vapor bubble will be at the center of the scale when the rotary member is exactly parallel to the base. So that means when the rotary member is parallel to the base, automatically the spirit level will also be parallel to the base, right? That means horizontal. So one on the housing there is a circular scale. So this is the housing and this is the circular scale marked on the housing, and this circular scale will indicate the position of this rotary member. So this, at the end of the rotary member there is a pointer, and this pointer moves over this particular circular scale. So the position of the rotary member can be indicated by this circular scale. The angle of inclination of the rotary member carrying spirit level relative to its base can be measured by this circular scale. So this circular scale can measure the angle of inclination of this rotary member which carries the spirit level, and this angle related to the base can be measured. Okay, so this rotary member can turn about this point and you can get some angle. So the rotary member may have some position like this. So this will be the angle between this particular rotary member and the base, and that angle can be measured by this circular scale. On this circular scale, this angle will be seen, it can be indicated very clearly. So for example, you can see that this rotary member may occupy some new position like this. So in this new position you will find that there is some angle, okay, between the horizontal base and this particular rotary member of the clinometer, right? Now how to use the clinometer? Clinometer is mainly used to determine the included angle of two adjacent faces of a workpiece. So suppose this is a workpiece and these are the two adjacent faces of the workpiece. So this is one face of the workpiece, this line indicate one face of the workpiece, and this line indicate another face of the workpiece. Okay, so we have to measure this included angle alpha, which is between the two faces, adjacent faces of the workpiece. So alpha is the included angle which is present between the adjacent faces of the workpiece. So clinometer is mainly used to determine the included angle alpha in this case of two adjacent faces of the workpiece. So for this purpose the instrument is placed on one of the surfaces. Instrument is placed on one of the surfaces. So first of all the instrument will be placed here like this on one surface. We are not using two instruments, right? So first of all the same instrument is placed on this surface of the workpiece like this, and the rotary member is so adjusted till zero reading of the bubble is obtained. So this rotary member is just rotated, it is adjusted along the scale, it moves along the scale such that the reading of the bubble will be 0, the spirit level will show the 0 reading, right? Of course this on this scale there will be some reading theta, but the reading of the spirit level will be 0, the bubble will be at the center. Okay, so in order to make the bubble at the center, in order to have the 0 reading of the spirit level, this particular rotary member is rotated, it is adjusted in that particular manner. So for this purpose the instrument base is placed on one of the surfaces and the rotary member is so adjusted till 0 reading of the bubble is obtained. Now a second reading is then taken in a similar way. Now we have to keep the clinometer, the base of the clinometer is now resting on the other surface here to obtain the second reading, right? So the second reading is obtained by keeping the instrument on other surface. So this instrument is kept on the other surface. We are not here, two instruments are seen, but there is only one instrument. So first of all the instrument is kept here and then the instrument is kept here on the other surface here. Okay, the included angle between the faces is then the difference. Now when we keep the instrument here on the other face, we get angle phi. First of all, when we keep the instrument on the first face, this face, the angle obtained is theta here, right? The clinometer will show angle theta. So this is angle theta between this horizontal line, this angle is theta between this horizontal line and this particular surface, right? That is angle theta. Similarly, when we change the position of this particular clinometer and keep it on the other surface, that time the angle obtained will be phi. So this angle is phi. Here also you can see the angle phi. So phi is the angle between the horizontal surface and this particular inclined surface of the workpiece. Okay, so now the instrument is kept on the other surface, this surface, and the angle obtained is phi. The included angle between the faces is then the difference between the two readings, if theta and phi are the readings of the instrument, the included angle between the surfaces is calculated as alpha is equal to 180 minus theta plus phi. So theta is this first reading, phi is the second reading. Okay, so the included angle alpha will be equal to 180 minus in bracket theta plus phi. So in this way we can find the included angle.